Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel GSA PUC Mysuru. This is the 7th session of the 4th chapter, Passive Electronic Components. In the last session, we discussed what exactly is the meaning of capacitor, what is a capacitance and the principle behind the capacitor. In today's session, we will be dealing with few more topics on the same component, capacitor. So let's begin this session with factors affecting the capacitance of a capacitor. Factors affecting the capacitance of a capacitor. So on what factors the capacitance of a capacitor depends in the sense, it depends on the area of the plate as well as the distance between the two plates and the permittivity of the dielectric medium. We know that the capacitors are nothing but two conducting plates placed parallel to each other, and between the two plates we are going to place a dielectric medium or insulating dielectric medium, and the shape of the plates what we are going to take, that can either be rectangular or circular or cylindrical, whatever it is, and these capacitance of a capacitor will depend upon the area of the plates as well as the distance between the two plates. If I am going to consider this as one of the plate, this as one of the plate, and here I will be having one more plate which is placed parallel to this plate. In between these two plates, I will be having a dielectric medium. I will be having a dielectric medium. This is another plate. So, on what factors does the capacitance of a capacitor depends in the sense, it depends upon the area of the plate. The area, if the area of a plate increases, then the charged particles which gets deposited on the plates of a capacitor will increase. I can easily tell that the capacitance of a capacitor is directly proportional to the area of the plates. If the area of the plate increases, then it is having a capability to store more number of charged particles. If more number of charged particles can be stored on the plate, I can easily tell that the capacitance of that plate is increased. Similarly, if the distance between the two plates is decreased, even then the capacitance of a capacitor will increase. I can also tell that the capacitance C of a capacitor is inversely proportional to the distance between the two plates. If this is considered as the area of the conducting plates and this is the distance between the two plates, let me denote it by D, and these two are the conducting plates. And these two are the conducting plates. So, the capacitance of a capacitor is directly proportional to the area of cross section. I mean, area of cross section is nothing but the area of the plates. The plates shape can be either circular or rectangular or square, whatever it is, and it is inversely proportional to the distance between the two plates, and it is also proportional to the relative permittivity of the dielectric medium what we are using. So, totally C is directly proportional to epsilon into A divided by D, where this epsilon can be written as epsilon naught epsilon R into A divided by D, where epsilon naught is nothing but the permittivity of free space or air or vacuum. Permittivity of free space or air or vacuum is a constant value which will be given by 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad per meter. And this epsilon R is nothing but the relative permittivity of the medium. It depends entirely on which type of material I am using as a dielectric material. A dielectric medium, I can either use a paper or a ceramic. So, it depends upon which material I am using as a dielectric medium. Epsilon R is the relative permittivity. Relative permittivity. And A is nothing but the area of the two plates, whereas D is nothing but the distance between the two plates. Distance between two plates. So the capacitance of a capacitor can be easily calculated using this formula where C is equal to epsilon naught epsilon R A divided by D. So these capacitance of a capacitor will depend upon the permittivity of the medium, the area of cross section of the plates and the distance between the two plates. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is importance of voltage rating in a capacitor. While dealing with the other passive component, that is the resistor, we already discussed about the voltage rating. So voltage rating of any of the component is very important. The voltage rating of a resistor is nothing but the maximum voltage that the resistor can withstand without getting damaged. The same kind of definition holds good for the voltage rating of a capacitor too. So what is this voltage rating? The maximum voltage that a capacitor can withstand across the plates of it without getting damaged or without damaging its dielectric medium is nothing but the voltage rating of a capacitor. So each and every component is having a maximum voltage rating that it can withstand without getting damaged. So those voltage ratings will be indicated on each and every component. So whenever you are going to use that component in our circuit, we have to make sure that the voltage what we are applying to that component is just below the voltage rating what is specified. If the voltage what I am applying exceeds the voltage rating of that particular component, then that component will not be able to withstand such higher voltage rating or such higher external voltage, then that component will destroy itself. Whereas here in the capacitor, if the voltage whatever we are applying exceeds the voltage rating, then the capacitor will explode itself, will explode itself in the sense the dielectric medium which is present between the two plates will be destroyed completely. If the dielectric medium is destroyed completely, then we cannot use that capacitor once again, because that dielectric medium will be acting like an insulator between the two conducting plates. Then if that dielectric medium is destroyed completely, then there will be no insulation between the two plates of a capacitor. Then there happens what is called as a short circuit between the two conducting plates. So whatever the voltage we are applying externally, that voltage must lie below the voltage rating what is specified by the manufacturer. Here in the capacitor we are having two types. One is the polarized capacitor and the other one is a non-polarized capacitor. Polarized and non-polarized capacitors are nothing but the capacitors with terminals and without terminals. The non-polarized capacitor, if we are going to talk about the non-polarized capacitor, I can connect this capacitor in the circuit in any of the manner. That is, those capacitor will not be having any kind of polarity, that is the positive terminal or negative terminal and the differentiation irrella. If we talk about the polarized capacitor, that is the electrolytic capacitor is a polarized capacitor which will be having terminals, that is positive and negative terminal. So the capacitor will be like this. One end will be, one of the leads will be short, the other lead will be long. So here these are the polarized capacitor which will be having the positive and the negative terminals, and these terminals will be specified in the capacitor itself. While connecting this electrolytic capacitor in the circuit, we have to make sure that the positive terminal of this electrolytic capacitor is connected to higher voltage terminal and the negative terminal of the electrolytic capacitor is connected to lower voltage terminal of the circuit. If the connection is reversed, then this electrolytic capacitor will get exploded. So this also play a major role in the voltage rating of a capacitor. So voltage rating is nothing but the maximum voltage which can be applied across the plates of a capacitor without damaging the dielectric medium of a capacitor. That itself is voltage rating of a capacitor. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is the role of a dielectric medium in capacitors. We know that we are going to place a dielectric medium between the two conducting plates, and before the application of the external voltage, the molecules which are present inside the dielectric medium, if I am going to consider this as a dielectric medium, there will be having the molecules, the polar molecules, which will be randomly placed like this, which will be randomly placed like this. But once when these are the two conducting plates, and between the two conducting plates will be having a dielectric medium within which will be having the molecules which will be randomly placed. Once when the plates of a capacitor is connected to an external source, if I am going to consider that this plate is charged to positive potential and this is charged to negative potential, then the molecules which are randomly placed inside the dielectric medium will rearrange itself in this manner. So, will rearrange itself in this manner. They get attracted towards the opposite potential or the opposite polarity in this manner. So, it gets arranged like this. As soon as the molecules gets arranged in this manner, the electric dipole will be induced within the dielectric medium, and now the dielectric medium is said to be polarized. As soon as the molecules which are randomly placed before the application of an external field, those molecules will get rearranged in this manner. As soon as the molecules gets rearranged in this manner, the dielectric medium induces an electric dipole in the dielectric medium, and now the dielectric medium is said to be polarized in the direction of the electric field. In the direction of electric field, and then the direction of electric field will be from positive to the negative of the charges residing on the plates of a capacitor. Due to this process, an electric field will be induced within the dielectric medium, and this developed internal electric field will be less than the electric field which lies outside the dielectric medium. But the effect of this, that is, there is a electric field which is induced in the medium which will be less than the electric field which is present outside the dielectric medium, and due to this the potential difference between the two plates decreases. As soon as the potential difference between the two plates decreases, we know that C is equal to Q divided by V. But once when the potential difference between the two plates decreases, I can easily tell that the capacitance of a capacitor increases. So, we are going to place a dielectric medium between the two conducting plates in order to increase the capacitance of a capacitor. So, just now we saw the factors affecting the capacitance of a capacitor. One is the area of the plate, the second one is the distance between the two plates, and the third one is we are going to place a dielectric medium between the two conducting plates in order to increase the capacitance of a capacitor. So, by increasing the area of cross section of the plates, we can increase the capacitance of a capacitor. By decreasing the distance between the two plates, we can increase the capacitance of a capacitor. Similarly, by placing a dielectric medium between the two conducting plates, we can increase the capacitance of a capacitor. So, now let us move on to the next topic, that is energy stored in a capacitor. A capacitor can be charged by connecting a battery of V volts across the plates of a capacitor. A capacitor will be charged with Q coulombs of charge, and the energy stored in a capacitor is nothing but the amount of work done in charging the plates of a capacitor. If V is the potential what we are connecting, or V is the voltage source what we are connecting between the two plates, and C is the capacitance of a capacitor, then the relationship between the energy stored in a capacitor, the capacitance and the potential difference will be given by this formula, E is equal to half CV square, where E is nothing but the energy which is measured in terms of joules, and C is nothing but the capacitance which is measured in terms of farad, and V is nothing but the voltage across the two plates. So, energy stored in a capacitor is nothing but, the energy stored in a capacitor is nothing but the amount of work done in charging the plates of a capacitor. Now, let us solve some of the problems regarding this factors affecting, that is the capacitance of a capacitor as well as the energy stored in a capacitor. The first problem is, calculate the value of capacitance for two plates each with common area of 3 meters square. So in the first problem, they have given the area of the plates, that is A is equal to 3 meters square, separated by 0.2 centimeter with a dielectric of air, and the distance between the two plates, that is nothing but D, is given here, which is equal to 0.2 centimeters. D is equal to 0.2 centimeter, and the dielectric medium what they are going to use in this problem is air. So you have to find the capacitance of a capacitor. C you have to find out, where epsilon naught value is equal to 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 farad per meter, and epsilon r value is equal to 1 for air or for vacuum. So we are having this formula, C is equal to epsilon naught epsilon r into A divided by D. But before getting into this area and the distance between the two plates, area is given in meters whereas distance is given in centimeters. So what we have to do is, we have to have the same units of both area as well as the distance between the two plates. Since area is given in the meters, let us convert the distance between the two plates also to meters. So 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. So if I want to convert the centimeter into meter, I have to multiply that parameter with 10 to the power of minus 2. So let us use these values in this formula and find out the capacitance of a capacitor. C is equal to epsilon naught value is 8.854 into 10 to the power of minus 12 into epsilon r value is equal to 1, because the dielectric medium what is used is air, and area of cross section is equal to 3 meters square whole divided by the distance between the two plates is 0.2 into 10 to the power of minus 2. So this 10 to the power of minus 2 gets cancelled with 10 to the power of minus 12, retaining 10 to the power of minus 10. So by solving this, C is equal to 8.854 into 3 divided by 0.2. So we will be getting a value of 132.81 into 10 to the power of minus 10 farad. So this is the C value. But 10 to the power of minus 10 is not a standard value. So I have to convert either this 10 to the power of minus 10 to 10 power minus 12 or 10 to the power of minus 9. So let me convert this 10 to the power of minus 10 to 10 to the power of minus 9, that is nanofarad. So how do I do that? If I am going to shift the point towards the left, I will be getting 13.281 into 10 into 10 to the power of minus 10. So when I am going to shift the point towards the left, I can write 10 to the power of positive values. So 13.281 into 10 to the power of 1 into 10 to the power of minus 10. So by simplifying this, I will be getting 13.281 into 10 to the power of minus 9, because 10 to the power of 1 minus 10 gives me 10 to the power of minus 9 farad, or I can write this answer as 13.281 nanofarad. So this is the final capacitance value of a capacitor, which is having an area of 3 meters square and the distance between the two plates is 0.2 centimeters, where the dielectric medium between the two plates is air. Clear? Now let us move on to the next problem, where you have to find the energy stored in a capacitor. So the second problem is, find the energy stored in a 4 picofarad capacitor with 6 volts across its plates. Energy stored in a 4 picofarad capacitor. So C value is equal to 4 picofarad, and V, that is voltage source, is nothing but 6 volts. So V is equal to 6 volts, and you have to find out the energy stored in the capacitor. Just now we had dealt with this formula, E is equal to half CV square. Directly substitute those values. Half into C value is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 12, and V value is 6 square, that is 6 into 6. So 2 ones are 2 2s are 2 into 36 into 10 to the power of minus 12. So I will be getting 72 into 10 to the power of minus 12 joules, or E is equal to 72 pico joules. So this is the final answer for the energy stored in a capacitor, where the capacitance value is 4 picofarad and the voltage across the plates is equal to 6 volts. I hope you are very much clear with today's topic. In my next session, I will be coming with the different types of capacitors, that is, it is classified into fixed capacitors and the variable capacitors. So in the next session, I will be dealing with these topics. Until then, take care. Bye bye.